It's low hanging fruit. I'm gonna attack with my guns people that are not suspecting this at all. People that are maybe enjoying a day of school or celebrating a Super Bowl with their city, and let me go there. Or like we had the one in Vegas where it was like a big musical concert or festival,
right?
And the guy shot a bunch of people from a hotel room. It's, I'm not a religious guy. I'm an atheist, in fact, but if there is a hell, like I'd like to think the person ends up there.
Yeah, but first, of course, they had their parade today.
Yeah.
And there was a damn shooting at the parade.
Yeah, 21 people injured, one person dead.
Yeah.
Like that's it again. We just over and over again with your damn guns. And I guess you were saying this kind of falls on the anniversary of the Parkland school shooting here in Florida.
Yeah, it happened 6 years ago today.
And there was a little bit of speculation that maybe the shooters were maybe inspired to celebrate that horrific anniversary. Right.
But the police are still saying no exact motive yet, and 3 people are in custody though. But officials believe that this was not a motive of terrorism. So, but including children too, man. So it was crazy.
A parade for the Chiefs in Kansas City. Like you're gonna have the whole community out.
Yeah.
All ages, everybody. What the hell? If you're the person who's inclined to just be evil and kill people, it's probably the spot to do it. But it's just what are we coming to?
I saw this movie once, and this guy was just going around killing people, and even sometimes it'd be multiple people at once, and and he was very smart about it, diligent, and the police were trying to find him. Midway through the movie, you find out he's killing bad people or rapists and murder, other murders.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Or sick people, and what I mean by sick, I mean
an intent.
Demented.
He has an intent of what he's doing. He's trying to eliminate bad actors.
And I just I don't kill anybody, but if you just have the urge, this undying urge to kill someone,
try yourself. Start at home.
Be funny. YouTube they don't like us when we do that thing. But what I'm saying is, start out with child rapist. I think that's a good start. Everyone could, like if you're trying to, when you do get caught and you're in court and you're trying to win the public opinion over it,
you might have a shot.
You might have a shot.
Yeah. That person that I killed is a rapist of children.
Yeah.
I did society a favor.
There you go.
Yeah, now you can
start there.
It's better. Yeah.
Maybe go to next. Maybe you go to women abusers,
Republicans.
So come on.
Hey,
come on, man. But you if you just have to, I'm saying,
Yeah.
And
but see, most people are too lazy. Like we can't even go to the gym regularly.
Yeah.
They're not going to do deep dive research on potential murder victims.
Although
we're asking too much.
Although you get the rapists are like in the community's newsletters. They put it right there. But I understand your point. I think I agree there.
Yeah, it's low hanging fruit. I'm gonna attack with my guns people that are not suspecting this at all. People that are maybe enjoying a day of school or celebrating a Super Bowl with their city, and let me go there. Or like we had the one in Vegas where it was like a big musical concert or festival.
Right.
And the guy shot a bunch of people from a hotel room. It's, I'm not a religious guy. I'm an atheist, in fact. But if there is a hell, like I'd like to think the person ends up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if these 3 people in custody had anything to do with this, throw them under the jail. Let some of the guys have fun with them first, and
some of the guys
do what you will. Seriously, man. Because it's a Super Bowl parade. It's a party, and you do bring your kids out. It's a fun time. Kansas City, you win another Super Bowl. Everybody's out. We called off of work. Can you imagine that the guy who died called off of work to go to this?
I'm sure he did.
And go out and enjoy these festivities, and then then a bullet just ruins. Come on, man. What are you doing?
And then then it has a whole chilling effect. Like, is the city going to want to celebrate something else, or other teams and their cities going to have to think twice about having these parades, which are great community events. Like, it's great for people to get together to enjoy something in common. There's so many divisive things that we have amongst each other, but when you're a part of a community and you can go celebrate the community's success through the football team, the baseball team, the whatever, if you're in that environment, like celebrating the Chiefs thing, everybody's cool that day.
Yeah.
You're walking by people that you wouldn't, maybe do anything, and you're maybe exchanging a beer, a high five, a chest bump, who knows? And now we've got a couple idiots that want to shoot stuff up.
It's crazy, man.
It is. It's insane.
All right. Well, on to the game here. No further details have been released. The one I read was from about 15 minutes ago, so we'll see where that goes, and if these 3 people in custody are in fact the people who did it. But on to the game here.
It's hard to imagine they got the wrong guys. I mean, realistically, what are we doing here?
It is the police department, so
trust runs low. Hey, where was their shoot first, ask questions later mentality when it matters?
There you go.
Pansies.
Didn't even taste these guys.
Yeah.
But I guess you're innocent until proven guilty, I guess.
Allegedly. Depends on your color.
Well, back to the sea of red here. The Chiefs win, of course, and it was a great game, man. Just a great game. The Super Bowl, I mean, it's been talked about ad nauseum. I'm sorry, the halftime show. It's been talked about ad nauseum, so we don't have to get much into that.
I was so busy talking to Carlton, like, I missed the halftime show. I mean,
yeah.
We were there, the TV's on, but, like, I didn't, like, pay attention to it all, and I don't remember a single commercial from the game.
Yeah, the commercials this was probably the worst commercial year. And I don't think I'm being, crazy by saying that at all. This is the worst commercial year. They had 1 or 2, I guess. But yeah, as far as the game, like you said, I'm a diehard Chiefs fan. I'm watching this game from an overall viewpoint, right? Like I said, usually and mostly the time when I'm watching a game here, especially here lately, I don't have any worries. And we've lost many games this year, right? And we lost games where I didn't have any worries, right? And it is because of Pat Mahomes. This game was slightly different. I still did not have any worries, but the 49ers got off to such a great start. I mean, they were moving the ball, and they had the Christian McCaffrey turnover, the fumble there. But still, they were moving the ball at ease in the first half, mostly the first quarter and a half.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have, on top of that, they're stalling the Chiefs offense. I mean, they're getting 3 and outs. They're pushing us around. They're doing what they want to do. And the number one issue, and I'll let you go after that, the number one problem is at halftime, you're only up 1 score.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, the game felt like the 49ers had the upper hand, but they didn't capitalize on it.
And you're a big component of that. Like you're
it's about like stacking scores.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. Even as you're watching, the 49ers got their touchdown with, I think, about 4:15 left in the second quarter. And so, like, for up to that point, 25 minutes, they'd been really the upper hand and were up 3 points to show for it. That's not good. Yeah. And even when they get that touchdown, they get it in a manner where there's a full possession for the Chiefs to come back down the field and do something. And and that's that thing. Like, you want to stack scores, build a really controlling advantage. They were up 2 scores, but by the half, it's 1 score, and the Chiefs get to go into that locker room, make adjustments, regroup a little bit, and look and say, hey, for everything that went wrong, for as good as everything went for them, it's a 1-score game. We could return to second half kickoff, and we're even. New game. And psychologically, it's very important to be 1 score. And that's where we were at the half. But then the game really kind of floundered for what felt like a big chunk of the third quarter. Yeah. Nobody kind of took hold of anything there. Neither team capitalized.
Because, like I said, we talked about it off air here early third quarter, Pat Mahomes throws an interception. But then the 49ers do not capitalize. I mean, they're in plus territory, and they still do not capitalize. And so, that's awful, man. That's just awful.
Yeah. I mean, again, you want to play a football game in the moment. Play to play, have win to play, win the series. But your possessions have to amount to something.
Yeah.
You've got to get points out of them, and preferably 7 points. And so every possession that you get a couple first downs, but you don't get points out of, or you get some favorable field position, but don't get points out of it, it's a loss. And the 49ers really, kind of struggled to take advantage of the opportunities presented to them by the Chiefs.
But up until it was that point at the interception, a couple of thoughts went through my head. I said, okay, this may not be our night here. This looks like it could be turning the wrong way, maybe. But I said, still only a one-score game. Defense is coming out. They've been playing pretty well. But what if they lose? My mind is like, what if they lose?
Lose the whole game? Or
lose the whole game. I'm thinking, okay, these are quick thoughts that are going to my head. But think between this one possession that the 49ers have after Mahomes' interception. After the Mahomes interception. I'm thinking, okay, if they do lose, you probably have to kill the GOAT thing. Okay, for right now, kill the GOAT thing. And then, okay, but every team doesn't win every year. I'm thinking all of this. These are my thoughts as you're going on. Okay, we're going to lose some guys. Guys, won't have any incentive to come back. May not even be as good as we were this year. This year's an off team, not as good. Okay, then the 49ers go 3 and out, and I said to myself, well, we're winning this game. That's it. Right then, I said we're winning this game. Okay. You go 3 and out after getting an interception.
Right.
It's over. Right, and then they have the punt return snafu. I can't remember if that was late second quarter or mid to late third quarter. It was one of those.
It was the third quarter.
Okay, and then we go and score, and that may have been the score to tie the game, off the possession off of the punt return fumble.
Yeah,
and that was just bad luck for the 49ers, man. I mean, yeah, ideally you want the returner to just fall on the ball once, because he's the only person on the field that sees that the ball hit his guy's foot. Okay, but I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's a tough play to make. It's just bad luck. The ball rarely hits one of the guy's foot before it hits the returner. Okay, but other than that, man.
But you're also part of your role back there is to direct the traffic.
It is.
And so if you see a ball come off a punter's foot and it's a funky angle or distance, you got to make that read. Does this have a chance of hitting one of my guys that's retreating to block or not? And if that's the case, you got to come flying up with your arms, get out, so that you minimize the chance of that happening. And again, these are tough plays, but this is what good teams do.
Yeah, good teams. And again,
this is what games turn on.
Yeah.
And these type of big plays that shift the momentum of a game. But I do find it's fascinating, like all of the thoughts that you're having at this juncture of the game. And I know you and I, we're just fans. We're sitting on the couch. There's nothing else for us to do. But like so many times, like all year long in games and whatever, you have this rush, like internally, to declare a game over.
Yeah.
And I mean, not you specifically, but just as a fan, and it's such the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
Because it is play after play after play, and you just can't, something that happens in the third quarter is not going to define a game.
No.
There's plenty of chances for things to happen and things to come back. As a brief aside, I was watching the Warriors and the Suns the other night, and they went down to fourth quarter.
Yeah,
close
I saw
game.
that too. Yeah.
And it was just one of those games where both teams are making fantastic plays, and you can't assume anything. We hit a shot, chances are they're going to come down and one of their dudes is going to hit one too.
Yeah.
And it's just you have to embrace that uncertainty and embrace playing in the moment, in the possession, to have the success that you want at the end of the thing.